Known as a shaker card. Look at that, how fun that little winter scene is, and I'll tell you why it's one of my favorites. Anybody who knows me knows I am a Volkswagen Beetle person, so this is my card for the day. It is based on the Coming Home bundle, which is in the Holiday Mini Catalog. So it's this adorable stamp set. I love the little hometown feel, the nice houses, the trees, the lamp post, but here's my favorite. Look at that Volkswagen Beetle. I have driven a Volkswagen Beetle for over 20 years. I got my first one back in 1979, convertible Beetle, and I still drive a convertible Beetle. It's, let's see, a 2019, right? Okay, so there's my stamp set. I am going to be using the coordinating dies with it, so of course I bought the bundle for a discount price. I'm also using the coordinating paper to it, so if I flip back, you can see all the cute examples Stampin' Up! Gave us, and then you can also see the suite. There's the designer series paper, which is on sale. The pretty ribbon and the embellishments, all of that is just too fun. Let's see. So here is my stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set. Again, my favorite image there. The Coming Home dies, and I've pulled a couple out that I'm going to be using. Let's see. Say hey when you get in so I know you're watching. I appreciate you taking time on Friday afternoon to join me for my little project. So here are the Coming Home dies. This cool thing, I love the way you can make a little slope. It's got sweet little houses with the heart, a star. It's got the tall house, the wide house that you can layer and make just really cute projects. So that is what I have been playing with. The paper that coordinates with it is super cute. The background paper with all the houses. On the flip side, we've got the sheet I'm using with the pretty snowflakes. This is Misty Moonlight. There's a stripe in Misty Moonlight, and the flip side has these cool houses, and you can actually use the dies to cut out some of the houses. So much fun. Hey Sandy, thank you for joining me. Here's the flip side with that little wintry tree scene. Cool red and white snowballs, the Christmas wreath, this cool sentiment sheet, and I am going to be using this today as well. Another red and white sheet, and here's a nice background paper. So if you were doing a scrapbook page, this would be really fun for a scrapbook page. And the flip side is an old olive stripe. Sorry, the flip side of the scrapbook page is the red and white swirlies. The flip side of the old olive stripe is all the wintry people with all their scarves and out in the snow. So those are the papers in this Trimming the Town. It is on sale, so it's a good time to stock up for your projects if you're interested in doing anything with Trimming the Town or Coming Home. My project today features also the snow globe scenes, just the dies. I'm using and I'm pulling them out for you. I've taken out the ones I'm using, but you can see there's an ornate base for the snow globe, some outline cutting for some of the things that you can put into the snow globe if you choose to use the coordinating stamp set. So today I'm not using the stamp set at all. I'm just using the dies to create my project. Let's see, my other tool I'm using today is that pine wood planks folder, and I think at my last club night we were discussing this embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder, and I think this is my most used embossing folder. Almost every day I pull it out to use it on some kind of a project. It just has that nice wood grain background to it, and it's 3D, so you can really see the wood grain on it. All right, so my papers, my color scheme is the Misty Moonlight with a little bit of soft suede and real red, some sweet ribbon in there. And as I said, the star of the show is the shaker globe with those super cute snowflake embellishments. So let me share with you those snow globes, and you can kind of see that's what's holding the snow in there. It makes it a 3D dimension. The little packet comes with 10 snow domes. They're only $6.50, and they're on page 158 of the main catalog, so you can get these anytime. So when you get your 10, you're going to notice they're nicely stacked, so you can put them away without them getting crushed. They have adhesive on the top side and on the bottom side, and that makes it really easy to complete your project. The fact that it's already got that adhesive on them. Let's see. I know, Sandy, this is one of my favorite DSPs. The colors are just so fun. All right, so let me share with you what we're going to need to make this cute little shaker dome project with the coming home scene. It's really like a little hometown scene. I'm using the Misty Moonlight as the card base, and I've cut it vertically, so it's going to be scored at 5.5. It's a top fold card. There's that. And I am using the snow scene, and this is the one that has the cute little houses on the flip side. I know it's hard to it's hard to pick which side to use. Hey Debbie, thanks for joining. So let's see, it's a 5.5 by 3.5, and so you might notice there's a little bit of a coloring on the side because it's only 3.5 wide. I've got vellum on each side, and you know, resourceful Anna Marie does not like to waste paper by layering behind where you're not going to see. So I've got two 1-inch strips. They're 5.5 by 1, and they are just going to be adhered behind the little snowflake scenes, and I'll show you how I did that. I just went ahead with a little bit of, let's see, Stampin' Seal Plus behind, and I am using the plus. And Sandy and I had a chat this week, and she's giving me some tips on how to get along with just the Stampin' Seal, but I haven't given it a try yet. I'm a little bit afraid because I just make such a mess of that adhesive. It gets frustrating. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm using my grid paper to align the vellum. So I've just placed it at 4.5 across, and you can barely see the little ghosting there. And I'm going to put the snowflake paper right in the middle between those two vellum sheets. Let's see if I can do this on camera. There we go. I think let me move it over here to the 0 orientation, and it looks fairly accurate. The other thing I'm going to do is chop it at 5.5. So I like doing my layers before I've got it onto the card base, because that gives me the chance to trim off any crooked areas or anything that's not aligned right, whereas when I just adhere everything from the base up, and I don't really get the chance to correct it then. So I'm going to bring it in over here at 5.5. There is a little bit of an overhang, so I'm going to snip that off, make it nice and tidy. And I've got a little bit of overhang on the vellum as well, so let's see if I can just trim that off. Now I've got a really nice 5.5 by 4.25, and I am going to set this aside for just a moment. I'm going to put my card that we're working on right in front. So to build the snow scene, I am going to use a, let's see, I think it's 3.25-inch square of Whisper White, and I'm also using a 3.25-inch square of the Misty Moonlight. This is going to be my background, and I am going to be, oh, already I've lost it. I am going to be creating my little slope with the trees on this layer. So I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine, And as I'm bringing that in, I'm going to mention that there has been chatter. Oops, I heard something fall. I'm going to have to pick that up in a minute. I heard chatter about the new magnetic plate. I think there's a few issues that are going to have to be resolved. Right now, mine is working okay for me. I do like it when it's magnetic, but what you're going to find is that it's doing a lot of the bowing, so you can kind of see. And I did try to pop it back into place. So this is like a self-healing magnetic plate, which is kind of cool actually, but not so cool when it gets bowed and it doesn't hold in position. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut my trees into my little snow scene, and I'm going to go pretty far up on the 3 1/4 inch square, because what I'm doing is creating my little globe scene. I'm going to have a little snow with the cute little house and the red buggy bringing home that cute little old olive tree. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that down. And let's see. That is that die. Let's see if I can keep my things organized. All right. So I don't know. This hot weather's kind of hard to get into the Christmas spirit when it's like 100 degrees plus outside. Plus, it's kind of bringing me into a funk because I feel like it should be fall, all the crisp air. See where we're going with this? I like it already. So I'm going to have the little trees in the background. And what I'm going to do is try to gauge my scene using one of the snow globes. I'm going to bring it in, and here's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and crop out the excess. See there? So I just want to be in position there. Make sure I've got my image within that globe scene. Now, what I'm going to need as well are my little images. So I need a buggy, I need a house, and I need a tree. And look at this. I have already stamped the buggy, the house, and the tree. And I'm going to be coloring with my Stampin' Blends. So here we go. The tree has been colored with Old Olive, and I used the light, and I used my pen tip, and I just quickly added a little bit of color. This is just a sweet, simple tree. There we go. And I just used my dark Old Olive to come in with a little bit of shadowy bits on one end. So just kind of like towards the side. And then I'm going to bring back that light Old Olive and blend that in. So I have a little bit of dimension going on with the tree there. There we go. Nice. Now the house, I'm going to start with my windows. I've got nice light windows. So I'm using the light Seaside Spray. And I'm going to use the pen tip as well. These little sections on the images are pretty tiny, so it's better to use the pen tip so that I don't have to come in with my lifter and pull back on that color. So the windows I'm doing with the Seaside Spray. And you could probably do like Mango Melody windows too if you want it to be more of a night scene. So I've got my windows. I'm going to add a door that is Poppy Parade, and I use the Poppy Parade Dark, again with the pen tip. So just bringing that in. So I do have a class coming up with the Coming Home bundle. It's on the 28th. So if you want to get in on that one, I need RSVPs by the 20th. And I think I put the detail link at the top of this video. The class includes half a pack of the DSP, the ribbon that we're using, and the embellishments. So you'll get some some materials, and you're actually going to have more than you need. You're going to have leftovers. All right, so I've got my Poppy Parade door. I'm going to come into these little shingles, and I'm using soft suede, not the dark, but the light soft suede. I'm going to bring in a little bit of color for I like this style of shingle here. Alrighty, my house again is going to be Old Olive, and let's see, using my pen tip again. That way I can come in. There's some really tiny areas to come in for color. Yeah, let's see. So I actually have quite a few of my holiday cards made already. I have been preparing for classes. I've been preparing for the upcoming holiday camp, creative camp. I've got my main projects designed. I don't have them all created yet, but I'm really excited about this. On the 21st of November, I'm holding my first live event, large event, because of course I've had card club and some meetings in my house, but I haven't had a nice bigger event yet. And I'm hoping I have some stampers ready to get out and gather and scrap and stamp. It's all going to be done safe. It's going to be with distancing. Everybody gets their own table. I'm going to have temperature taking. It is a masked event, but you'll have plenty of space. Everything's going to be sanitized for you, and I'm so happy that the pastor gave me permission to hold an event with reassurance that we were going to be practicing all the protocols for this time. There is a caveat clause in the event our county drops into the wrong tier and we need to cancel the event. Everything is going to be prepared to go, so you won't miss out. It just won't be as fun as gathering with friends, and I'm really missing it. There's a big difference between Zoom meetings and working online as opposed to being with friends and sharing the day. All right, so now I'm taking my dark soft suede. So just a thought. I think I've mentioned in the past, I always save my dog stamp collections. Almost any stamp set that has a dog that I've purchased in the past, I have saved. And as well as any stamp set that has a beetle in it, just because I like to have it on hand. That just took me down memory lane. One of my first sales when I became a demonstrator nearly 20 years ago was to my son. He was so sweet. I can't remember what grade he was in, probably like second or maybe even second grade. There was an adorable dog set in the catalog, and he bought it from me. It was like one of my first sales. So Davey bought my dog set, and Selena bought the kitty set, which was Hello Kitty or Here Kitty. And I still have both of those sets. Notice I said I, because they did not become the stampers like I did. So, but I'm so glad they bought them because they're adorable stamp sets. They are collector sets, and they were like my first sales. So what I'm doing is using Poppy Parade on the beetle. It's a cute little red beetle. And the cool thing, I will not have to fussy cut these little images because these are part of the die set. And I'm just coming in and around like the fender and the door. It's all going to be Poppy Parade. So nice bright holiday colors. There we go. And one last thing, I just need to do that tree trunk, and I'm just going to use the soft suede, a little bit of color in there. Voila. And so now just to die cut the little pieces, and I'm thinking, wow, look at this, I already have them. There's my house, there's my buggy, and hopefully I have a tree. There we go. And all that with my cut and emboss machine. So there we go. Now I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this together. So here's my layer with the snow and the trees. What are you thinking so far? I think it's going to be cute. I'm telling you, these little domes and the snowflakes make the card so much fun. I'm just adhering this with a little bit of Tombow glue. I want it to stick together. So I'm kind of creating my scene. The next thing I'm going to add, by the way, this is all going to be flat adhesive, and I might want to put a little bit of adhesive behind the tree, because if I don't, it is going to collect the snowflakes and they're not going to be shaking around. Instead, they're going to be stuck behind the tree. So there we go. Just a little tiny dot of glue, dot, not a lot, just to secure it down. I know it's coming up cute, right, Sandy? Now I'm going to add my house, and I'm going to put it in pretty close to the tree. Remember, I'm keeping in mind my dome here. And so I want that tree, almost the full thing, to be in the image. So a little bit of adhesive behind, a little tiny bit at the top as well. What an adorable little house. Could be like my retirement house, a little single story with just enough space. There we go. All right, so next I'm going to bring in my little buggy, and just again flat adhesive. You could use glue dots, and it's going to be like right at the door. This is how you get your tree delivered. The tree is secured to the top of the car, the little glue again. Flip that over, put it right onto the rooftop of the car. There we go. Oh, I'm starting to like this little scene. It's so cute. All right, so next, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add my snowflakes, and the Snowflake Embellishments are in the catalog. I didn't write down the page number. These, I'm going to confess, these are last year's snowflakes, and I kind of regret that I didn't buy this year's yet, because this year's are a little bit smaller. These, I'm being kind of picky. I don't want that giant sequence because it's getting in the way of my little hometown scene. This year's embellishments are a little bit smaller to scale, and so they won't cover your entire coming home scene. So I'm just doing a few little droppings of the little sequins and the snowflakes. There we go. So here's how we hold these in. Really easy. I've got my dome here. I'm going to push this embellishments to the center, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this over, and on the back side I'm going to reveal the sticky. And I've got my pick a tool here just in case, because sometimes it is hard to lift off. And so there, that made it a lot easier instead of having to pick through it. So what I'm going to do is kind of eyeball my scene here. There we go. Voila. And I'm going to trim around there. I don't want to have all that excess on there. Well, I think I'm going to do that. This is like an extra step. You don't have to do it, but it kind of omits some of the bulkiness. And I'm just following the guide of the dome, just taking off the extra hair. If that makes sense. There we go. So how about this misty moonlight? I think it's a really pretty blue. It looks really pretty with the snowflakes. There we go. And of course with the poppy parade, this whole color scheme just works for me. There's my dome scene, and so what I'm going to do next, I am going to come in and put it onto my snowy background, but what I'm going to do is cut away so it actually comes from behind. So I'm going to get my die. Let's see, hopefully I have it handy. Let's see. There we go. Here is the cutout, and so you notice it's a round circle but with a little bit omitted, it's flat. This comes from the dome dies, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut with the Stampin' and Cut machine, sorry, the Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to bring that back in. Hopefully I've got everything handy here still. Okay, bring that back in, bring in my, hey Linda, I see you too, welcome in. I hope you're staying cool in your beautiful home with the beautiful garden overlooking the golf course. It's a little bit hot. It's making me kind of in a funk, I don't know, I'm ready for a change of season. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm kind of positioning this where I want my snow globe to be, and I'm just going to cut that hole to peek my snow globe through. Let's see if I can get in here. It's going to move around a little bit staticky. Come back in. So there we go. Whoops. This little platform is not working with me just when I thought I had it ready. I don't know. The platform, and I'm using one of the, like the shims, I think it's step 2, and the magnetic platform is number 5, and then I've got the number 3 on top. All right, so let's see here. Move that away. Bring in my paper. Let's see if I can do that. And there we go. All right, so now you can see I have my cutout, and I am ready to bring in my wintry scene. And what I'm going to do is pop it from behind. And this is what I'm saying. I didn't have to remove the excess around the dome, but I think it makes the card a little less bulky. You won't see all the lumps and bumps, but it's really cool because these domes, remember, have the adhesive on top as well. So now I'm going to peel that away, and I'm going to bring this in, put my scene right through, and it's starting to take shape, right? Okay, so I'm getting pretty happy with it. Now, I decided, I could have left it at that, but I kind of like the shape of the dome highlighted a little bit. It really makes it pop, and what I did was create this outline for the dome. I'll tell you how I did it. So I took, again, a square, I think it's about a 3.5 inch square. I got my largest stitched shapes circle, put that right in. Then I took my dome shape and inserted that and just cut away. So the result was this. Okay, so now I've got this little outline that I'm going to lay right over top of my coming home scene, and I'm using my liquid Tombow. So what I like about starting my Christmas cards early is that I can make some of them special. If I wait too long in the season, I'm going to worry I'm going to run out of time, and now I'm more or less mass producing a simpler card, which is still cool because handmade's always nicer anyway, but these are kind of like one-of-a-kind cards. So I'm going to put this right over top, and you'll see how nicely it fits because I used the dome die. And there we go. It's coming together nicely, right? What do you think? I'm getting pretty excited with it. Okay, so now I need the base of the snow globe, and I'll share with you how I cut that. I took just a scrap of soft suede. I took the base die from the snow globe die set, and I cut the base. So that's where I arrived next. So I do like to texture. Remember I said I use my Pinewood Planks 3D embossing folder on almost everything. So here this is, and you can kind of see the wood grain coming through, and it just makes it look more genuine, more real. And you always have two choices with the embossing. If you like the deboss look, it's a little more subtle. If you want to feel that texture, then you would use the embossed side, and I'm going to opt for the debossed side. And I am going to apply this or adhere this with a couple of dimensionals right on the back. So really easy. Right here. There we go. So next, I like the way it's coming together. I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to my card base here. And I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal Plus. You just have to be careful because now it's going to be a little bit lumpy there. But I am covering the entire front of the card, so I don't have to worry about my adhesive, except that I want to avoid the two outside lanes, probably about a 1/4 inch there. So I'm just going to bring this down, and again, that's what happens sometimes usually with my Stamp and Seal. Here I am doing that with the Plus. So let's see if I can get that fixed. And I'm going to try and come in pretty close to the fold. Go all the way down. And over. There we go. So now I'm going to bring in my card, and I'm going to start up here at the fold. I'm going to put it upside down. You'll see what I'm going to do. I like to kind of open that up. You can see what I'm doing. I'm making sure that it's aligned at the bottom, because I can always trim out the other end. Oh, it's coming over just a little bit too much. Let's see. There we go. All right. Because if I was too long on this end, it's much easier to cut on the open edge as opposed to the fold. So what do you think? It's coming together. I'll share with you where I got my sentiments. Remember, I'm coming back to the DSP, and the DSP has these beautiful colored sentiments in red, old olive, and the misty moonlight. You're going to notice some are in other languages, so I'm going to stick with the English. For my first card, I chose Have a Merry Christmas. And let's see, I want a longer one, so I'm going to come up here through the middle. Let's see, Greetings of the Season is kind of nice, and that's green, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that one. So here's how I do that to kind of get it a little bit straight. I'm going to bring in my stamping trimmer, and I know I want to be right on that green line there. So if I put that right on the track, it's going to cut nice and straight for me. And I'm just going to push over, let it cut again, right on the track. There we go. So we'll have that one little sliver of a greeting. I'm going to trim that down. I don't know, salutations of something is what the red says. Not sure what language it is. Anyways, I'm going to use the Greetings of the Season, and I'm going to write down between greetings and of. I'm going to snip it. This is going to be flat adhered to the base of the snow globe. So maybe some glue dots so I don't get inky. All right. And here we go. Such a cute little style, a little hometown look with that adorable house and the little buggy. There we go. Greetings Going to bring in Of the Season again with my glue dots. The paper sale goes on till October 31st, Halloween. So if you want to stock up on your paper, you're going to want to get your order in by the 31st of October. Most of the designer series papers are on sale. There are a couple that are not, but for the most part, they're on sale. All right, now I'm going to bring in the cute little All the Trimmings ribbon combo. It's about a 1/8 inch ribbon with a little bit of copper edging, and I'm going to take about 10 inches. And I'm going to make a cute little bow using my bow maker. This is really cool. Bow Easy it's called. And I did get this stamp. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product. This is from, let's see, Amazon, I think is where I ordered it from. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a double loop bow. So I'm just going to bring this through, and I'm going to come through twice, make a cute little bow. So I would not be able to make a double loop bow without this. I know that. And voila, perfect little tiny bow. You just push it off, and I'm going to flip it over because I usually like the underside knot better. And I'm going to put a little glue dot on this. Excuse my reach. Thank you, Debbie. I think it's pretty sweet. I like it. It's fun. These little interactive cards. I'm going to put it right up there to the edge. Let's see, now I can separate those little loops that I have there. Get my ribbon cutters. Hopefully they are on the table here someplace. Not seeing my ribbon cutter. Oh, there they are. It's funny how something can be practically at your fingertips and you can't see it. There we go. And I'm just trimming off the edges. Greetings of the Season. So it is a darker card. So what I've done, hopefully I have it here. I've cut a Whisper White sheet that measures probably about 5 1/4 by 4. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp a couple of the images on the inside using my Tuxedo Black. And let's see, I'm just going to go with one of the little houses right up to the edge there. And the stamp set includes this cute little lamp post. I think it's adorable. Make this little scene. Plenty of room for your Christmas message on the inside. And then this just gets adhered with some Stampin' Seal Plus. And I'm just going to put it right up to about 1/4 inch border there. And there we go. We have our cute Greetings of the Season or Have a Merry Little Christmas. These are shaker cards, which makes it really fun. If you are mailing, you put a little sheet of bubble wrap over it and then put it into my envelope. It is going to take a little bit more postage because of the depth of the card, but that is my coming home favorite Christmas card so far. If you like this suite, I have my card class coming up. These are the stamps and dies we're using for the class. We're making 2 of each, and includes the DSP and the ribbon and the embellishments. There's a link at the top of the video if you're interested. You just need to RSVP by the 28th. As well as I also have Card Club coming up on Tuesday. So Card Club it's an open card club. You can pop in if you like. We make 5 cards, and these are the cards for this month. You do need to let me know you're coming so I have a kit ready for you. And space is limited at the table. I'm limiting to 6, so if I get as many as I got last month, I'm going to extend to 2 nights, so Tuesday, Wednesday. Here we go. So mostly Christmas. I do have a manly birthday with that moose bundle. I love it. We're using the poinsettia place. We're using, I can't remember the name of this bundle with the adorable ornaments and the pines and the Freeze and Fun. Those are the cards for this. Nikki says she just paid for it. I am so glad. Okay, so I'm going to open that up. If you would like to join the class, just click on the details above. If you would like to join club, just email me. I'll put in my email link as well. You just need to let me know you're coming so that I can gather the materials and make sure that there's a space around the table for you. So these are adorable. I do want to confess, so many of these cards are based on projects that my creative team shared. I have the most amazing team this past month, either for our creative challenge or for our swaps. I copied, cased many of these ideas. This is actually a gift card holder. This is thanks to Debbie on my team. That was her creative challenge entry. I'm using it with Freeze and Fun. This little card, the season's greeting, is based on my swap with Barbara. So Nikki, for this set of cards, it's club. It's Tuesday or Wednesday. You just need to let me know which night is better for you, as long as one night doesn't fill up first. Club is $20 or free with a $30 purchase. As I was saying, this one's based on my swap with Barbara. Then I've got this beautiful card, which is based on my swap with Marianne. This is my card. Thank goodness. Here I finally did the hard work of designing. And this is another one of my designs. So we've got the 5 cards, many of them thanks to my team. If you want to join in, send me an email. Again, club is on Tuesday, Wednesday. The coming home class is on Wednesday, October 28th, with an RSVP deadline of October 20th. All right, my friends, thanks so much for joining. I will be back next Friday, same time. Have a great week.